Hey everybody. I'm just going to adjust the brightness here. It's a little better. There you go. Hey guys, I see Nim, I see Lone Wolf. Oh, let me make sure, let me set up the music. Can you guys hear the music? I feel like maybe it's not. Testing, testing, sounds good, right? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good. A little tired, but doing better today. It was a long time. It's a long time to be dealing with a lot of stress. There's a lot of things that happened this week, culminating in the funeral I went to. It was very sad. Is audio better this time, by the way, guys? Better than last time? So today we're wrapping up final edits on Venator Book 2, which this is the sneak peek for you guys, my good friends. This is the final page. The artwork for this is done. Look at that zipatone. Ah! Dual tone classic. The heroic knight rides off to the next adventure, literally into the sunset. Yeah, there's just some final edits I got to do on some of the pages where some slight inconsistencies I need to fix. Shouldn't take very long. Should take minutes, actually. So I'm going to block out the screen for a second just so I can take in a bunch of stuff without NDAing myself. How are you guys doing? Sorry, just bear with me. There you go, this should be good. Music's a bit quiet. Yeah, here, I'll bring it. How's that? Is that better? That seems like it would be better. Actually, let me go like that. No, this way? Yeah, that's better. It's more centered. I will get back into the swing of streaming like every day, so that will happen, I promise. I've just been dogpiled by a lot of things lately. Oh, thanks, Dim. I'm glad it's looking cool, because this was a lot of work to get this here, to get this done. Working on some sculpting craziness. The professional mermaids want new coins. Oh, cool. Yeah, I owe you a sketch. I'm sorry I didn't get to it this week. So this is just the last edit I'm working on for the book, is that this character, this villain, had his eye cut, like he got stabbed in the eye in a previous page, and I forgot to make sure it was consistent with all the remaining pages between the stabbing and when he dies. So I'm just going in and quickly adding, excuse me, and adding stuff to keep it consistent. Yo, what's up, Jacobo? How you doing, man? I was wondering when you would again darken my doorway, sir. Hey, everybody watching, please give the video a like. It really helps the channel out. All you lurkers who are there every stream but don't give the video a like, please do it. And those of you who are talking to me, please like the video. Seriously, guys, I realize it can get annoying when I always say it, but a like... like 3 extra likes on a video makes a difference. Makes a difference between like probably 30 to 40 views, sometimes more, which is crazy. And that's why a lot of YouTubers are always like, please like the video. It's like that's how YouTube measures this stuff, which kind of sucks, because a lot of people will, I enjoy things all the time and I don't like the videos sometimes. I just forget. This funeral I went to was pretty interesting. I mean, it was tragic. I was, without giving too much detail because it's someone else's private life and their family, it was a friend of mine from my days when I was coaching boxing. He wasn't a student, he was a training partner. And he died really young. He died, I think he was 39. And he always had some weird health stuff that was always odd. Like, even when he was in great shape, like super fit, he always had strange, I don't know, his heart, his cholesterol was always really high. And then in the years since we stopped training together, you know, he got married, he had kids, he got a lot of work, and it's like, you know, he didn't keep up with that stuff. And because his habits were getting a little bit more lax, I think some of those health problems that he was pushing back against earlier in his life, they kind of crept up on him. And that's why, I think. So, but the funeral is very moving. It was also really, really cool because it was a Vietnamese Catholic funeral, because there is a subset of Vietnamese people that are like really Christian, and it was like Catholic hymns done in like in like Vietnamese language, like super cool, super beautiful, and like they merged the cultures, so they had like the Vietnamese clothing that they would wear at a funeral. They had like white headbands that you tie around the pallbearers, and the picture of the guy on top of the, you know, and there was a point where they handed me a pamphlet, like, you know, for the Psalms, and it had the face of my friend who died. Like, it just, and he was always someone who I'm not gonna cry. He had a baby face, like a real baby, like just he was just a sweet guy. Like, and everybody always says about somebody who dies, oh, they were just the nicest, but like he actually was, like he was the best of us, of our friends. He was like the nicest one, and he had a kind of childlike. He was adorable. He was a cutie pie. Like, he was, even among all these dudes who were like badass, hardened boxers and fighters, everybody was like, yeah, he's adorable. He's just like, he was a little guy who, big childish smile. He's one of those people that, like, you know how some people, you look at them and you can immediately picture what they were like as a toddler and how cute they were? Like, Bill was like that. And the minute they handed me the little pamphlet with his face on it, I lost it. I was like, yeah, I just couldn't keep it together. And then it was funny because I was like, I don't know, maybe the culture, the Vietnamese culture, like they don't cry as much. Like, his mom was obviously weeping because her son died at like before he was even 40, I think. And but a lot of the other people, cousins and everything, were just kind of keeping it together. Maybe they were getting a little teary-eyed, but they were mostly like somber, you know, but not. And I'm this big American in the back just fucking losing it. The whole time, and a lot of them didn't know me because I didn't know his whole family. I'd met his parents and his siblings when they were, his little brother when he was little. But the thing about my friend who passed is like the kind of guy he was. He really, really loved like kind of inappropriate humor. Like, that was his thing, was to just make a joke whenever something shitty happens. And not even like hiding from the bad thing, but like almost like processing it by making a joke. And thank you, by the way. I see you guys in the chat saying sorry for your loss. I thank you for, seriously. And I promise I won't talk about this all night. But so me and my other friend there, who the three of us always hung out together. It was me, this friend who died, and then the third guy. And we all boxed together, and we would work out together. This is like when we were in our 20s. We just hung out, we worked out, we would eat big meals, you know, and just make stupid jokes. And the minute I saw this other friend who I haven't seen in years, we hugged and both just wept. And then the minute I stepped back and looked at him, I was like, this is exactly, I said, this is exactly the kind of shit he would do. He was so competitive. Of course he would go first. Because he was really competitive. I was like, of course he'd want to go first. He has to do everything first. So, you know, and my other friend, he lost it laughing. And I think he needed that. He needed to just like be able, because, you know, it's horrible. And there's something about that type of companionship that really works well for me, is like being able to acknowledge how terrible something is and also laugh at just it, you know. And so we went to the afterwards, the you know, there's like a Vietnamese kind of banquet where everybody sits around and talks and laughs, and you know, or you talk about your friend who died. And we all sat there and just started telling stories and making jokes and yeah. But it's sometimes you can't believe when someone goes like that. You're like, how the hell did that happen? Yeah, I don't know. So I don't mean to be a bummer, but it's just been on my mind. Well, you know what? Because this guy's turning his head really suddenly. I think that the blood should be like streaming off of his face. Oops. All right, I think that's it for the notes I have for this book. Oh yeah, you've been working out, Jacob. I'm so glad. You've been going to the gym. That's great, man. The therapist office. Yes, I have been journeying to the various realms like comic book store and the therapist. The therapist office is more like a Zoom call. Your back got wider because you've been doing what, like pull-ups or lat pull-downs and shit. That's great. Today I did some kettlebell stuff. That's how I'm responding to the shock of somebody dying that young. Is like I'm like, okay, go work out again. Like I'm like just, yeah, it's friggin' wild, man. Please hold. There you go. This is my final edit, I believe, for Knights of Camelot. I need to add a sound effect to this page, and then I think that's it. And then I'm going to be ordering the print proof. So I think what I want to do is I'm lowering the opacity of the scene so I can hand draw in the sound effect. Because my letterer did one, but I didn't quite like. It's not like what I'm looking for this. Yeah, kettlebells, Johnny. You're not on kettlebells, right? You do like a more traditional. I feel like you're more on like normal gym game. You're doing like you're doing like machines and dumbbells and free weights, right? Oh, cool. You're using Procreate? How do you like it? Is that what you always use, Jacobo? I feel like you were more of a big tablet guy, or am I wrong? Oh man, the Kickstarter's going to be soon, Nim, because I've been needing to do it for a while, and every time I'm about to do it, something else happens. Like I got that big gig I can't tell you guys about yet, and I've been working on pages for that, and then the funeral happened. And before that, it was the other funeral. My grandma died. It was just like, it's a lot. It's, every time I'm about to get this ready, it's like, boom, I get hit from the left or the right, and something more important is happening. Oh, free weights and basketball, you say? So I'm doing the sound effects just like anything else. I'm like sketching it, inking it, coloring it like it's its own illustration. I've also never done this before, so if it looks like crap, please forgive me. Let's see. Nim says, I'm the reverse Jacobo. I draw mine traditionally and then scan it in for digital colors and line cleanup. Oh, yeah. So I missed what Jacobo says. He says, I'm more of a traditional guy, but I've been experimenting with digital. I've been printing blue lines and inking over it. I've been making digital pages. I've been studying artists like... Yeah, so Dan Mora, Jorge Jimenez... there's a few that do that. There's also Jorge Molinam. I think Molinam. I'll write it down. I think that's his name. Yeah, it's he's maybe my favorite artist right now. He is so incredibly good. I just put his name in the chat. Look him up on Instagram, assuming I spelled it right, or just Google Jorge Molinam art. He does the same thing. He'll do a digital sketch and then print it out and then draw on it. So he has the bones of it. Like if he messes up, he can print it again. And he'll do these gorgeous pieces. And he can draw. He can do it all. He can do comic art, pen and ink style. He can do paintings. He does like really great commissions using markers and watercolors and gouache. And he's a titan, dude. He did a Batman miniseries, like a short story. And it was like it was a Batman aesthetic, but it was Batman with a sort of Vampire Hunter D like anime aesthetic with a new design that he did just specifically for this book, and it looked so incredibly awesome. It was just so good, and he can do it all. He can do any version of it, any style, any medium. But I love watching him work, man. He's a genius. He is a pleasure to see his work, man. There's books I've gotten just because he drew it. Like I think he did a stint on Spider-Man a little while ago, unless I'm getting him confused with the other Jorge. It's either Molinam or Molina. I don't know which one it is, because it's Alfred Molina, the actor, so don't get that confused. But Jorge Jimenez, he might have been the one who did Spider-Man. Also, speaking of Jimenez, check out Juan Jimenez, who's a traditional artist. He might have died recently. I think he did, which was sad. But he was he was like more older generation. He did a lot of French comics. He did Meta Barons. He took over for Travis Charest when he couldn't meet his deadline. And Jodorowsky was like having a French guy fit. He was like, no, get out of here. Yeah, he did Concept Art of Invincible versus, yeah, he's great. But I also have been doing that. I did that for, you want to see a page I did that way? Hold on. This is the first sneak peek you're going to get at the comic series I'm working on, but don't tell anybody I showed you this. This is for the big gig. This was drawn digitally and then printed and inked. This page. That page right there. It's really hard to I wanted to do that. I did these pages too. These are all traditional. How do I do this? This is like everything's opposite. Here, I'll just go like this and you can zoom in. But yeah. I'm doing some of the pages traditional because it's a pretty popular book. Some of you might even have identified it from the art, but I'm not gonna go any further because I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah. Oh yeah, Meta Barons is great. I don't have any physical copies of Meta Barons. I have like the digital PDFs that I bought. Or maybe I pirated it, but this is years ago when I was a teenager. I would never pirate someone else's art now. That was a stupid thing to do. You shouldn't do that. I think it was when I was like 17 and I discovered you can actually do that. Oh, thanks, Nim. I'm sorry I couldn't display it better. It's just like, I like couldn't line it up with the camera because everything is like flipped. Yeah, it's, having the ability to sell originals is great. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna... I just did some originals for my art, my agent, my art dealer, the guy who sells my work. I'm gonna post in Discord right now because I want you all to see. Oops, I do not want to open Krita. Be gone. That is not what I'm trying to do. Let me for my art dealer, the great Scott Kress. A veteran of the field. So one of them is just brush and ink, and the other one is pen and ink, and you can see a big difference in the style because the one that's pen and ink, it's like I cross-hatched the absolute crap out of it. I went nuts. I did like kind of like Arthur Adams kind of style. There you go. I just posted it in the finished pieces. I should post it on the Patreon too. I'm hoping that Galactus sells this week because and it's got a little tiny Silver Surfer in it, so I'm hoping that that'll make a... maybe he'll charge a little more for that when he asks for... All right, let me finish this page. Let me do what I came here to do. For goodness sakes. Hey, Broken Blade, what's up, man? I've been missing you, dude. So can I tell you what this dragon creature roaring means to me after something I was... So I'm listening to this really crazy interview on... you probably got... I'm sure some of my viewer base overlaps with people who watch like spooky videos of like cryptids and stuff. I know that you guys do. And there's one called What Lurks Beneath. He's a popular channel. I like him. Just as a person, he seems like a good guy, but he also has some pretty great interviews. And he had a guy on who was like he was a survivor of an encounter with like a wolf man, basically, from what he describes. And it's a very believable encounter. He's describing it vividly and earnestly, and his story hasn't changed in like 30-something years. He's an older guy now, and this happened when he was a teenager. And he describes a moment where he's looking at this thing that he thinks is like something from fiction, but it's right in front of him, and it's him with a few of his friends, and they're all running for their lives or terrified. And so when it looks at him, it roars, and it's such a deep roar that it actually like causes him to get queasy and like fall to his knees. Not just the fear, but the idea that predators in nature have the depth of the roar can incapacitate prey from the guttural base of it. Like it can actually like cause you to just like it's designed to do that. The power of this animal, like a lion, when it has that deep grumble and it roars. If you're like a smaller animal, or maybe even a human, I don't know, maybe it works on too. Like it quite literally can knock you into like incapacitation. And so when it roars, he said he felt like he was gonna fall to his knees. He almost like oh, you know that episode? Yeah. You see, I knew it. It's a crazy interview. And the guy, because tell me, Nem, what did you think of that interview? Because that guy seems totally sincere. And he said he's like a lapsed. He's like I'm kind of religious, but I also don't go to church. He's like, but I also immediately believed that the thing I was looking at was like some kind of a demonic, horrible, dark presence in the universe. Like he was like, this was a thing of evil, that kind of thing. Because he said he looked at it. He said the eyes glimmered as if like trying to seduce you, like just dark magic or something. But anyways, but you know what, that stuff, it's scary, but it's also reassuring, because it's like, okay, if that stuff exists, then obviously magic of light exists too, right? The good witches and all that stuff. But like anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. He doesn't know if, it's been years, and he says I think he's not sure if it's like a skinwalker thing, or if it's, oh yeah, you know what, you dude, Johnny wants to watch the episode. Nim, if you have access to that episode, would you be able to drop it in the chat for everybody? Or maybe, yeah, because you're a moderator, right? Can you do that? Or no, have I not made you a mod? I really should. I know Maya and Johnny are mods, but I can make you one too, because you're definitely mod material. But I can also just find it real quick, I guess. Please hold while I find it. It's probably in my history. But yeah, it is absolutely such a terrifying concept, where he's describing this roar and how it almost incapacitates him, and he describes the whole night of like everything they had to do. It's a very real encounter. Like the way he describes it is very detailed, and it's very it's yeah, no, I believed it. I honestly, I was like, I'm in. This guy's telling the truth. But I'm already prone to believing that stuff. Like I'm already someone who's unwilling to engage with the. Here, this is the episode. I think it should be the right one. I already found it, Nim. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I should make you a mod, Nim. I think you'd be really good at that, because you're consistent. You're always here. You're a good friend. You're very responsible. But can you match Johnny's energy drinks? Can you drink as many monsters as Johnny does? That's what makes him a mod. As I smack the microphone with my earpiece. Yeah, there's no way it wasn't something. Yeah, I agree. And he talks about the other friends who were there who corroborate the story, and I think 2 of them died, and I think 2 are alive now. And how he's never forgotten it. His story's never changed. And he tells the story so believably that if he is a liar, he's the best damn liar I've ever seen in my life. He's like an incredible... Yeah, you see, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, yin and yang, fire and ice, demons and angels. Yeah, every culture has a pretty innate concept of that stuff. Which is cool because it speaks to a certain kind of universal religious values, which is that the truth of the universe is written on your heart. So we all know if you're listening, whatever religion you are, whatever faith, we all know what light and dark are, you know, as I have D&D music in the background. And this guy's talking about that in this interview, and he says, like, I knew in my soul the thing I was looking at was not like just an animal. Like, it wasn't like a wolf, like scary, but like it's an animal. He's like, this thing was malicious in its nature. At some point, I think he describes when it like snaps his head and looks at him, he can almost see it smiling. Like, it's just, yeah, it's... Johnny has the heart of an elephant. Well, elephants are very loving creatures. Have you guys seen that video of the guy who plays the piano for the blind elephant? It's really heartwarming. You've had 2. You've had 2 today. That's pretty good, Nim. But Johnny had 2 in the time it took you to ask that question. And the time it took you to type that out, Johnny had 4 energy drinks, and he's sitting on a pile of them right now. Johnny sits on a pile of energy drinks the way that like Sauron sits on a pile of skulls. It's like that kind of... This is a line of dialogue I wrote for this that I thought would be really cool, but it might be silly, but I like it, where he says, "We come now to the edge of doom. Tremble not before the false light of the bleak star." But, yeah, I think... Okay, so that might be the last edit that I had for this comic. I think that might be it, you guys. I think it might be it. Let me see. I'm going to export this. So I don't know if I'm going to, I want to do, now I just need to do the print proof for this. And I don't know if I'm going to do it through the same printer I've been using, because they've made a lot of mistakes lately, so I think I might switch to a new one. I don't know yet. I don't know. Like, I was waiting for the print proof for Westekin, and it's been almost a month, and they just sent it out today. They just shipped it out. And they had it printed already on, like, June 11th. It's one book. It's a print proof. It's just a first copy to look at to prove the rest, and it took them 2 weeks to ship it out. And they apologized, but there's a lot of stuff. And I listen, I'm a forgiving person. I've stayed with them for a while because they really impressed me on the first Black Marrow campaign. But there was like this second Black Marrow campaign, they made a lot of mistakes, and I had to keep catching them. I had to keep being like, "What, guys? This is not what I paid for. This is not what I asked for." And they kept apologizing, and then they would make up for it by sending new stuff and being like, and that's great that they did that. Like, they resent me all the copies because there was a print problem, so I have a lot of extra copies of Black Marrow that I can't really sell at full price because they're not quite at the level I needed. Because the print quality is a big thing that I use to sell the books. Is like, you're going to get a beautiful item, you know, like that feeling of like, oh, this is like an art book. And they were very sweet about it, but the thing is that these mistakes keep happening. Like, if I hadn't emailed them today and been like, "Hey guys, you never sent me they were like, "Oh, sorry," and then they sent it. But it's like, I don't want to have to email you to remind you to send me the thing I paid for. Like, are you a well-oiled machine? Because it feels like you guys are like I don't know. And I know that they were doing a lot of transitions. Like they were changing their website structure, probably their personnel, changing the way they do business. And they were doing it so that they could be more efficient and things could cost less. And that's good because the print proof only cost me like $5 plus shipping. It cost the market value of the book, whereas the print proof and the previous projects, they would charge like $40 for it because it was like to set up the whole printer just to do one book was like a pain in the ass. And now they charge a lot less. But if the payoff, if the trade-off for that is that now I have to like hunt you down to get the crap that I pay, it's like, come on, man. Like this job is stressful enough. I know it's like nothing compared to people who are like paramedics and cops and stuff. I don't mean to talk about how stressful it is. Like I draw monsters in my underwear. Like let's be honest. But managing a business and trying to get everything like together and worrying about money and timing and shipping and you know and having to promote yourself and having to like AI and all this stuff. It's like, there's a lot of stresses that we deal with. I don't want to have to like, to bully them into sending me stuff. And you should see my emails. I'm like super cordial. I'm just like, hey, I think you may have forgotten to send me this. And if so, it's all right, but I really do need it, you know? Let's see, I'm going to go back and read the chat. It's not a chat. Chronic pain, ADHD. Yeah. How is that chronic pain, Nim? How is it? It's your hips, right? And I know that you had a thing with your hip and your knee from that car accident. How's that going? I should ask you more often. I'm sorry if I forget. Johnny says there's always a head snap with spirits. Yeah. You know what, Johnny? When I read that the first time, I thought you were talking about like Monster energy drinks, like spirits, like drinks. That there's a head snap because you're like, whoa, and then I realized you're talking about the Monster. Nim says, dang it, the design just poked me a second time. Rude. Oh, you mean the creature? Oh, we're out of focus for some reason. Yeah, this is the final form of Morgana when she uses her dark magic to become I call her the great serpent of rot. If you look, her human face is still visible. It's like right there in the middle of her chest. And then, so I thought it'd be really cool if sometimes the voice that she's speaking with comes out of the face here, and sometimes it comes out of the creature's, the serpent's mouth. She uses her and I liked this idea that the wings aren't really big enough for her to fly in any real way, so it's just big enough that she can like kind of flutter for a little bit and get some distance and then crash down again. And the reason I like that is because the idea I had was that dragons in this world of Arthur, the real dragons who are born dragons of myth, they can fly, and well, some of them. But when you're using magic to try to transform yourself, it's like, especially when she's using so much magic to do so much dark stuff, it's almost like everything is out of whack. So you can't really become a fully sustainable creature. The idea that like, because Merlin is all about like, this really beautiful druidic pagan idea of magic as balance. It's about keeping things in balance. Nature is balance. And the dark side of that would be a witch who doesn't care about balance. So all of her magic is unsustainable. It's all really powerful in a really chaotic way, but it can't live. So this creature, it's something I designed to look intimidating, but also like it shouldn't really exist. Like it's kind of like, like it's out of whack. The arms are too short for the legs. The trunk is too heavy for the wings. The neck is too sort of heavy and lithe to really sustain itself. It looks like, I kind of imagine, I can't really animate this too much, but I imagine if it was a thing that lived, or the thing that moved in a movie or something, it would be like the head would keep hitting the floor and then it would have to keep lifting itself up when it fights. The idea that it's like, when you go against the flow of nature, everything is painful, like you're resisting the natural order of the universe. And she just keeps bringing that on herself because she wants that power, Also, that link I posted for that interview, anyone who wants can please put it as a favor to me. I'll do it myself if you don't want, but if anybody wants to, you can please put it in the Discord as a recommendation or something. And you can annoy everyone, tag everyone and say Ryan really wants everybody to watch this. This is an assignment from Papa Ryan. You gotta watch this werewolf video, but it's a good listening, man. I think like Maya would appreciate it too. Get Artie to watch it. He'll let's see. Yeah, that's disappointing, says Broken Blade. Yeah, about the printing. Yeah, I don't know. I like them. I supported them, and they really came through for me on the first Black Marrow book. But now I'm like, I kind of have lost my faith in them a little bit. But here we have the wraparound cover, baby. So tomorrow I'm organizing the print proof and getting it ready. There is another printer I wanted to try that's been really recommended because they did my Venator comic that I did with this Michael Rooney for Ascendium Studios, and they did a great job. I have the prints here. The book is selling, by the way. Get a copy if you want, guys. I can send you a link to Ascendium for anybody who wants to support our comic. It's been selling out. It's been doing really well. And it's a fun read. Yeah, he's a good writer. I like his stuff, and we've become really good friends. I really like the guy. And he's got a really polished website. Like he has his own fictional universe with movies and that he's written and starred and directed. It's like the comic is just the latest iteration of it. He's got novels. You can read this guy's books. He's got tons of books that he's written about his universe that he made. So, but sorry, yeah. So we printed those with Mixum, this other printer, and he loves them. So I might, what I might do is order a print proof from them. And this is for you, Lone Wolf, when you're ready to do your print proof, because I see your comment that you're going to want some guidance. I'm going to order one from them too, and I'm going to compare the quality. Because if the quality is equal, I might try this new publisher because he had nothing but good things to this new printer, because he had nothing but good things to say about them. And they can be much cheaper, but the way in which they're much cheaper is that you have to order like a minimum of like 2,500 copies for, thousands of dollars, I'm sure, like 2,500 or three grand maybe. But as a result, you get like a big discount. Like I think he was able to get like, they charged him less than half of what I was being charged. But also the book is a different size, so I don't know, than my book. Like, Black Marrow, it's hard to get a gauge for the prices because it's like fucking 80 to 100 pages each one. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. They're trying to set up batches, but that doesn't help folks who need reliability. Yeah, because it's like if you're trying to get your business up and running, it's like you can't be in situations where you're having to remind people. You want everybody to, and that's a thing I was talking to someone about, like how in this business there's something about that where it's probably like this in every business, but you just feel like not everybody, because a lot of people are great and I love people. Bless all of them, but there's this like notion of it feels like so many people are trying to not do the thing that you paid them to do. Like there's so many people where you're like, hey, here's the money you asked for to do a job that I need from you for my business. Please help me and please do this. And if you need more money, I'll pay you more, but just tell me what you need. Here's the money. We now have an accord where you do the thing I paid you for, and then they're trying to do everything they can to not do the thing that you paid them for. It's just this feeling you get. Like I've been dealing with that in certain aspects of this when I've been printing and shipping and everybody's trying, like I did something with Ground Advantage. One of the customers for the Kickstarter, his book arrived, the package arrived empty. He was like, hey, I opened it and there's nothing in it. So that means probably theft or something happened where books fell out of the box. But I think theft because I don't know how the books fall out when I sealed up the tape that much. And the boxes I use, you guys have seen them. They're like pretty tight. And And then, so USPS Ground Advantage, which I use, has a whole bunch of stuff that you're supposed to use to like make sure, you get insurance for each copy. Like I have each one insured because especially with original art, that's worth hundreds of dollars if that goes missing, and it looks secure. It's great. And then when I finally see what I have to go through to claim, to make an insurance claim on it, to get it's like the craziest amount of paperwork, pages of stuff I have to fill out about the state of the amount of evidence you need is just insane. And I was like, you did this on purpose. You know that most people aren't going to do this. I'm just not going to deal with it. Like, I don't have time to do this whole federal case for one package. Like, it's so infuriating. And it's like, you did that because you don't want to give me my money back. You don't want to do the thing that we agreed you would do. And that really bothers me. Because that's just dishonesty. That's just and I hate that. I hate that thing where it's like, because I'm really I try to do the opposite. Like, I know I'm not perfect, but I try to, when the guy told me about this, I said, hey, listen, it's not my fault that this happened, but I'm still going to reward your patience. So I sent him the second copies before I even got the other ones claimed, whatever. I just sent him the 2 more copies because he ordered the first 2 books. And I sent him a sketch cover that I drew, that I had an extra one. And I was like, here's some original art, just to say sorry for the whole thing, that happened. And I don't know why businesses don't understand that. Like, you have to, like, there's that saying about running a business, like where they're talking about Macy's or something, and it's like somebody comes in to Macy's and they complain that their tires gave out. So Macy's replaces their tire, pays for them, does all this stuff. And like, of course, the joke is Macy's doesn't make tires, but they did that because they want him to be a customer for life. You got to have that mentality to some extent. I mean, you got to, stand up for yourself. Don't be a doormat, but even if it means you cut into your own profits, just like make people as happy as possible, because they'll hopefully come back to you. They'll remember that. I hope. Oh, you're knitting? Oh, you're sculpting, sorry. Your finger, I don't know why you're sewing needle. That's why I thought knitting, but you're using it to sculpt. Yeah. Yeah, it is it is very... Oh, you just reminded me, because you said, so Orphic Blade says, or Broken Blade says, a great serpent of rot, so Souls-like. Nice. Yeah, it's designed, and you just reminded me, I have to do this. Hold on. That's another edit that I needed. I needed to... something I wanted to do for this comic, because I thought it'd be really fun, is to... This was like the final touch that I needed. To add headings of enemies, like whenever he faces a great enemy, the knights face like a monster or something that's like, I want to give it as like a Dark Souls-y kind of name, and I want to have a heading like as if it's the beginning of a boss fight. Not quite intended as like a joke, but definitely a little bit of a wink, and also because it's like objectively really cool to like tell them the name of the creature. So here's the other page where the monster is introduced. So this is another one that was actually drawn traditionally, pen and ink on paper, and colored digitally in Procreate. And I love working that way. The inks for this, if I ever get to see you guys in person, I get to show you this stuff. But I have some good news on that front. If anybody would like to meet me in person, I would certainly like to meet you. We might have an opportunity in October, because I believe I'm going to be attending LA Comic Con. So if anybody's near the West Coast, it's a smaller con. It's not as big as San Diego Comic Con, but it will be, I'm sure, quite claustrophobic, as all Comic Cons are. I'm going to be at the, I believe, Artist Alley in at LA Comic Con with, and it'll be with Ascendium Studios. We're going to have several tables. So it's going to be their stuff. It's going to be Black Marrow Comics all together, big group. You'll get to meet me. You'll probably meet my wife. I know not all of you are out there. There's probably some of you are in Texas. One of you's in like Utah. But anybody who can make it to the West Coast, I would truly love to meet you. Oh, that's the name. Okay. So the name of this creature is Morgana, Serpent of the Rotted Wing. It's pretty cool. Let me see. I think I can fit it up there. Okay, so this is good because this shows me where the limits are of the page. Yeah, you think you can be there? Everybody who's saying cool, does that mean you can actually... It's okay if you can't. It's okay. But does that mean you'd be able to make your way over there to LA? I don't know how... Like, nobody has money or time to travel, including me. The only reason I can even do this is because the guy was able to get us a favor and get the tables a little bit cheaper. But don't tell anybody I said that. I kind of got grandfathered in because I was like, I don't have thousands of dollars to spend at a table at a Comic-Con. Because it's very expensive to even have a table, because the assumption is you're going to be selling more copies when you're there because it's so crowded, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I'll do, guys? I'll do a comparison video if I am able to get a print quality comparison for both. I'll like hold them up to the camera and show you. I mean, they're about equal, I think. You know. The temptation to say behave or I won't sculpt this dang hat. Yeah. Edgar says, my Uber took a wrong turn and I ended up here. Safe to say he's not getting the 25%. Sorry, 2.000005% I plan to give. Yeah, well. I mean, if you had an Uber that was supposed to take you home, but instead it took you to my stream, that person does not have your best interest in mind, let me tell you. I really do want to go to Texas, Lone Wolf. I want to go to Texas for a lot of reasons. I've always heard it's like enormously cool people and like a wonderful place. So I would actually love to go all the way from the northernmost part of this country to the southern, to the deep ass south. But yeah, everybody I've known who's been to Texas has been like, it's even the super like left wing people are like, it's really fun. Like the people are really nice. And it's been really cool to see people who came here for the Olympics from Europe, and they're like, yeah, Americans are actually great. Like Americans all over are pretty nice. Like I think we get a bad rap sometimes. The media likes to radicalize us against each other, but I think most people are quite nice. No matter where you stand ideologically, I think most people are actually pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know if I knew that Lone Wolf was also in Texas. I knew that Broken Blade, I believe, was in Texas. You guys should meet up. Maybe, for all you guys know, you live down the street from each other. Let's see. So we're going to try some other typefaces. No, that's... Going for stuff that has like a medieval look. That's kind of cool. You didn't like a margarita, but the waiter was handsome. Well, that's good. I always choose this typeface because it's just... It just kind of works, you know? It just has that heavy metal vibe I want, you know? just experimenting with color. Needs some effects though. It needs like some effects on the lettering so it reads as gross. Hey, all you lurkers in the chat, give the video a like, please. I see only a handful of you have liked the video. That's my that's my currency for ranting for an hour and a half. You poked your finger a fourth time. Has it broken any skin? I hope not. The text is fun. Thank you. I'm trying to do something. The vibe with the King Arthur, with the Knights of Camelot, is always like I'm going for like heavy metal, medieval. Did you guys hear that Edgar sipped a margarita? Get him. Edgar says, my headcanon is that to me, Broken Blade, Broken Blade and Lone Wolf all go to the same Walmart and we're in the same checkout line like when I was 5. That's possible. But none of you know what the others look like. So you wouldn't even know. It's so weird that we have that kind of thing in culture. Like, that's normal now to not know what anybody looks like. Dang, every time it broke skin? Yeah, maybe you should put it away for a bit. Oh, this is the perfect time to use the texture brushes. Hold on. So Procreate uploaded a bunch of free brushes because they're amazing. So, and I really haven't used them all yet. problem is if I start adding that reddish tinge, it kind of blends in with the rocks behind it because I gave them kind of an amber color, you see? Dude, these brushes are crazy. There's so many of them that are so specific in what they do, but I can't use them because they don't look right for this, but they're all so cool. Oh my goodness. It's Kyle Martin, everybody. Kyle! Yay! How you doing, man? I'm so happy to see you, Kyle. Hey, we should do another stream soon. You should definitely hop on. I gotta start doing the big draw again. I really want to. I haven't done it in a while. And last time I spoke to Kyle was, I think, during the Kickstarter stream where I just was harassing everybody. Dude, how you doing? Kyle, you got your copies, right? Of Black Marrow? Let me know what you think. Tell me your thoughts. It made it to Canada okay, I hope? Oh, and Nim, I wanted to hear your thoughts too. I know you got your copies. Johnny, I think I sent yours too, right? I think I sent everybody's, but I didn't want to put you in the spot, but I think you ordered copies too. So anybody who got your copies, please in the chat let me know if they came all right, because there was one guy who his copies, he had a copy of book 2 and it arrived with the binding all messed up. It was damaged. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to use the, my eraser that I'm using is the Traditionalizer brush. So I'm going to use like a painterly texture on the eraser to see if I can chip away at the letters to make them look aged and used up. That's what's happening. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can tell on the stream, but it's pretty cool. Okay, I think that might be done. So, Knights of Camelot is officially ready for the print proof. Let's see. Okay, now back on my PC. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit. You can't tell so much in the video, but there's a little bit of gross gray-green, as you put it, and then like a slight reddish tinge of rot. Rot as it appears in like a kind of Dark Souls-y context. Yeah, Morgana's looking pretty fine. You're into that? Kyle says, got it, loved it, the quality was superb, you're a star. Oh, what a relief, dude. I was so worried. I was really worried. Oh, man, yeah. And this was the first time I did I did all the fulfillment myself, as you guys know. So that was like the first time I did that, and it's like, okay, it's got to be good. It's got to be really good, or people are going to be pissed at me. Johnny says, I got mine too. Copy is great, complete with King Arthur bookmark. Hey, yeah. I always wonder which bookmarks people chose. That publisher, that printer, I should say, they also don't do bookmarks anymore. This was the last time I could ever order them, so I ordered a bunch. So I have extras, a lot of extras right now. Yeah. Cool, Nim. Uh-oh, looks like Edgar's got some relationship drama. The gymnastics I had to do just now, she put her name as the letter of her first name and her last name on the front of the... Convinced them the last name was her first name and they've never met her yet. I'll be honest with you, Edgar, I'm not following. Your teenage love antics are beyond my elderly brain. I can't really follow... I assume that this is like a episode of Frasier with like lots of mistaken identity and bad assumptions, and you got one girlfriend hiding in the closet while the other person you're dating is running around, and like that episode of anyone else watch Frasier? There's an episode where they're trying to convince Frasier's dating a Jewish girl. And he's not Jewish, and she's like lying to her own mother, saying that he's Jewish, and so he keeps having to pretend that he's a Jew. And at the same time, it's around Christmas time, and Niles, his brother, is in a play, like a Jesus play, so he's running around dressed as Jesus. And Frasier has to like shove him into the bathroom and close the door because he doesn't. So it's like they're literally like hiding Jesus in their bathroom while this Jewish woman just assumes, like it's so funny. You love Frasier. Frasier's amazing, man. Frasier is incredible. That episode, I watched it with my wife who's Jewish, and we just laughed so damn hard. And it's like, it's such a great visual metaphor when he opens the bathroom door and like his brother comes out dressed as Jesus, like that's the thing he's hiding. And he says, I should go. And then the mom says, oh yes, this is your busy time. It's great. Yeah, Johnny, that video was awesome, by the way, of you playing the... Was that a tuba? Was it a tuba? I don't know my instruments. Your mom loved that show in the past tense, like she doesn't watch it anymore, or is your mom still with us, Lone Wolf? I know you were taking care of her last time I talked to you. You mean she doesn't watch it anymore, or did something happen? I'm asking out of genuine concern, but I also realize it might be inappropriate to ask in a stream. I hope she's all right. Yeah, Johnny's an interesting guy, man. He plays a bunch of instruments. He does a well. Him and Nim are very similar. They both do a lot of different art mediums at the same time. And as we've learned tonight, they both drink a lot of energy drinks. Though I suspect Nim drinks to remember and Johnny drinks to forget. Maybe not. Maybe it's reversed. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's other things I could do on the stream, but maybe this is a good time to end it. We could just chat for a bit before I sign off. Oh my god, I'm so relieved. So she is with us. Okay. Because when you say past tense and I know that you were taking care of her, I was like, oh no. Especially because that's where my brain goes right now, because there's been a lot of death. There's been a lot of death in my life in the past few weeks. Like, a lot of people, more people than you typically lose in like a month or a 2-month period. But I'm also pretty privileged in that way because I haven't buried too many peers. But my friend who was there, his marriage ended, and then his dad died, and then his best friend died, all in like a span of a fairly short amount of time. So it's just, man, when it rains, it fucking pours, man. Yeah, Edgar, don't get into drinking. Don't get into alcohol. Just don't. You don't need it to be happy. I had a beer tonight, and I like beer in the summer, but usually after I have a beer, I'm like, or if I have 3 beers sometimes. I very rarely do that, but if I get a little tipsy, the next day it's like, I tell my wife, I think I drink to remind myself why I don't drink. Thanks, Broken Blade. I hope it passes for all of us. I hope we all end up in a better season. Kyle says, sorry to hear that, Ryan. Had some really horrible loss this month, too. Something bad in the universe currently. Bro, what happened to you, Kyle? If you don't mind talking about it. Yeah, I like the way you put it, Lone Wolf. He says, I totally get it. I've seen people I've known leave this world and far too young. Yeah. And the thing is, the injustice of it can really sit with you. Like, the anger I felt that my friend died at 39, 40? I don't remember if he had turned 40 or not, but he was really young and a sweetheart of a human being, and he had 2 daughters, and he died right before Father's Day, and his little girls and his wife just were there at the funeral, and it's like, and then this other friend at the funeral was telling stories about his cousin who's like a total meth head doing crazy nonsense, and like, that dude's gonna live till he's 80, you know? It's like, why? Like, the injustice of it is it's very angering, you know? But and it does sometimes feel like the kindest people you know are the ones who end up just getting they go home early, and I don't know what that is, and sometimes it feels like it's almost like because they're so good, you know, they're like too good for this world. Like my friend, the one who died, was like I said, he was such a sweet person. I don't mean to keep going back to it. It's just been on my mind because it was yesterday, and I just a long drive to Jersey to attend that funeral. But I gotta say, like I said before, Vietnamese Catholic funerals are awesome. They're really cool. The mix of those aesthetics, I can't get over how cool that was. I was like distraught, but also being like, these people are like doing it. It's awesome. Like hearing religious hymns sung in Vietnamese is just really cool. Passed away at 44. 4 kids. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry, Kyle. That's awful. 4 children. Why does your best friend not think he'll make another year? Is this like a mental health issue? It is horrible, yeah. Yes, may he rest in peace. I agree. And my friend, the one we had in common, the surviving friend, was talking about how it's kind of given him like a little bit of a paranoia / awakening, where he's like analyzing all the food we're eating and being like, why are people dying of all these illnesses in this modern age? And it's like, you know, our friend, the one who died, he was like kind of not really looking into what he was eating and was kind of just eating whatever, and he already had some health problems, and he shouldn't have been pushing it, basically, is what I'm gathering. And so he started being like, is there just poison in all of our food? Or like, because people shouldn't be getting heart attacks in their 30s, you know, and getting cancer. Like, it's crazy how common it is, and it really shouldn't be. Yeah, bipolar disorder is it's a killer, man. It really can ruin your life. There's treatment for it, though, that can really help. But, sorry, guys, I don't know how we got on all this dark stuff. This is like the grieve stream. This is the grieving stream. Yeah, they're poisoning, the microplastics and seed oils and all the garbage. Did I tell you guys, when I was in Italy, I was talking to my friend about this. When I was in Italy, I have a bit of a gluten allergy. You know, I'm not supposed to eat too much of it. And when I was in Italy, I ate all the bread and all the pasta I wanted, and I never felt sick at all. Not only did I not get sick, I lost weight and my inflammation went down, and I was sleeping better and feeling great. There's the standards of what we're putting in the food, the amount of chemicals they put in our shit. It's almost like they're trying to kill us. It's almost like, because people say it's because of they're lazy and they're trying to save money. And I was like, I don't think so anymore. I think they've overplayed their hand. I think it's become obvious that they're doing it on purpose. I think they want a weak, sick population that will not reproduce and will not rise up. I know that sounds paranoid, but I just don't. I can't. There's a great saying when they were talking about this one general during the Cold War was talking about spies and like communist subversion in America, and he said if all of these things were accidents, they would eventually work in our favor, or they would occasionally, if these were just incompetence, if they were just accidents, they would occasionally work out in our favor. But it has to be intentional, because everything that happens seems to make shit worse for us on our side. And that's kind of how I feel about the dietary thing, and about how they're like everything they're doing. If it was all about efficiency, some of it would work out. But how is it more efficient to take fucking Quaker Oats and put all of these unknown chemicals in it and then not do it in Europe? The same brand doesn't have any of that crap in Europe because it's illegal there, but in America it has all this garbage in it. How is that efficient? They're able to do it in this other country. Why is it a problem? It's like, I don't know. It feels like they really are. They really are. And I'm sorry, my brain is on this, because I do think that that's why this guy died. I think that his body, he wasn't super healthy and was not reacting well. It was just, I don't know. Kyle says, food order just arrived. Sorry to have to bounce during this collective grief stream, but always love chatting with everyone. I promise most of the stream was not grief. Most of it was actually a good time. I promise you, Kyle. We were talking about a bunch of things. Don't be scared off from hanging out with us. I promise we're all really cool, bro. Come over sometime. We have snacks. I love you. I'll talk to you later. It's funny that I stopped drinking sodas. I'm eating a lot more and I'm losing the weight. Yeah, nah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, something about when you lose your job, you're able to focus on other things. I agree. 2 liters of soda a day is pretty intense. That's like, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. Because I like a soda sometimes. I'm not above having a ginger ale or a root beer. But I don't keep it in the house because I'm just gonna just drink all of it. I love kefir too. I mean, that's a totally different thing, but like those really fatty dairy drinks like kefir, it's supposed to be really good for you. But whenever I have it in the house, I drink so much of it that I just get like I gain like so much weight because it's like all the fat from milk and it's like really rich and creamy. But you can't have it to the degree that I was having it. I was just like, you're not supposed to do that. But it's addictive because it's so creamy and delicious. Yeah. Well, seems like we've all had a rough go of it recently. I'm going to say here and now that I truly from the bottom of my heart, I hope everyone has a better month in July. I hope that starting right now, things improve for you guys and for the people I see on my end of this stream. I hope you all remain in good health. I hope those of you that are suffering find a balm. I hope that those of you that are nervous about things find some peace. I hope your stress dissolves. And I hope your families find some comfort and some joy. And for those of you who've shared with me tonight that you've lost people recently, I hope their souls find some rest. And I hope that we are all joined with the people we love one day. And I promise I won't talk about death in the next stream, but since we are talking about it, I want to give it its due. And you guys have been great. Thanks for chatting with me. I know this was a weird one, but it's how it be sometimes, you know? So I'll see you guys later, and thanks for joining me for the grief stream. Hey. And I'll see you next time.